Hi, I'm Gary Luhm. I reviewed the GoPro Hero3 video cam for Kayaker magazine, published in the December 2013 issue. In this companion video, shot wholly with the Hero3, we'll look at the various video modes, show differences, compare quality, and suggest best use. As shown in the still from this whole sensor image, the aspect ratio and the field of view, or you could say angle of view, varies with the chosen video mode. The full sensor ratio is 4:3. The 1440 and 960 modes, video modes, use that ratio and the full lens field of view for the most ultra-wide recordings. Now, if you crop the top and bottom a bit for a 16:9 ratio, you still get a very wide view, but those views are the modes that are used with 4K, 2.7K, the popular 1080p wide, 720 wide, and then the old TV VGA mode as well. There are also medium wide modes, 1080M and 720M, and narrow modes, 1080 narrow and 720 narrow. The narrow modes are rather un-GoPro-like, and if you're accustomed to the ultra-wide distorting GoPro point of view look, it's more akin to a slight wide-angle lens, like a 33 to 35 millimeter lens on a 35 millimeter format camera. So let's have a look at the various video modes. Here's 4K, which is only shot at 15 frames a second. This is a huge format, 4,000 pixels on the side almost. It's a very lovely format. It's beautiful video, but it only shoots at 15 frames a second. And if you watch the paddle stroke of the paddler here, the stroke is a little bit jerky at 15 frames a second. Lovely format though. Here we have the 4K at half speed, and you can see the really jerkiness of this comes out. Nonetheless, it's a lovely mode. Probably best use is from a tripod. 2.7K is shot at 30 frames a second, twice the speed of 4,000. This is also a very lovely video mode. It's shot next to shot downsized to 1080p. It looks just about the same as the 4000, and it has a little more flexibility at 30 frames a second. Also best shot with a tripod. Here we've got it at half speed, and you can see if you look closely it's less jerky than the 4000. Well, the go-to mode for the GoPro action, generally speaking, should be the 1080 at 60 frames a second. I love this 60 frames a second because it gives you so much flexibility. It also gives you a great wide angle. The picture quality is excellent. Here's the 1080p 60 at half speed. No jerkiness whatsoever. Looks really fine. And here we've shut it down to quarter speed. Wow, I like it. You could probably detect a little jerkiness, but you know, the quality is so good, you can almost ignore it. Back to normal speed. Next up, 1080p 30. This is the same as the last one, but half the speed. If you look really close, and I can't tell the difference, but if you look really close, it's a little bit sharper, a little clearer than 1080-60, but like I said, I really can't tell the difference. It might look better in low light. Next mode, 720 at 120 frames a second. This one's, you can tell a perceptible drop in quality. You can see some jagginess, especially if you look at the deck lines here. You can see some jaggies. Here we've slowed it down to half speed. Looks just about the same except slower. Again, a little bit of jaggy there. Quarter speed, very smooth. This is where the 720 starts at 120 frames a second, starts coming into its own. And, you know, we needn't stop at quarter speed. We can go lower. Here we are at 1/8 speed. Stopping the action. And heck, why don't we just go down to 1/16 speed? You can go crazy with it. Why not? Again, upsized to 1080. It's a little bit jaggy, but I think it's pretty acceptable. Back to normal speed at 720. Okay, moving on to WVGA, the TV mode, old TV mode, at 240 frames a second. Incredible. Now, the quality here isn't particularly good. You can really see the jaggies, you can see halos. It's great for YouTube though, and the way to take advantage of this, of course, is to slow that sucker down, slow it in slow-mo. Here we're already down to quarter speed, and we're obviously looking pretty smooth. 1/8 speed, still looking smooth. I mean, at this point, you're almost stopping the action. A lot of fun. What the heck? Let's try a 1/16. You can see a little jerkiness in the paddle now. And hey, a 30-second. Back to normal. So those were all 16:9 ratio. Now we're going back to the 4:3 ratio full frame. This is the widest ultra wide that the GoPro offers, the 4:3 ratio in the 1440, also the 960. This is a great quality look, and particularly if you're using a chest harness or helmet front, this is something that you might want to consider in your video. Of course, we can take the 1440 at 48 down to half speed, and it still looks great. Love that ultra wide look, very smooth, slowed down. You can also get the same 4:3 ratio, same field of view, ultra wide with a 960 at 48, also available at 100. I didn't record that, but again, it looks good, but you can see some jaggies. It's not quite as sharp as 1440 would be. 960 at half speed, again nice and smooth. Looks good. So that's the wide angle. Another thing that GoPro cameras, Hero3 camera offers is a medium, which I didn't look at or record, but the narrow view. This is 1080p narrow, like I said earlier, this is about the equivalent of a slight wide angle on 35mm film format, which is pretty un-GoPro-like. The quality of the video here is very, very good. 1080, so you can do some stuff with this like slowing it down. Now, one of my favorites is the 720 narrow. Now, a quick look at this, you can tell because it's upsized to 1080, it's a little softer than 1080 is because of the upsizing. But I don't see jaggies in here like I did with some of the other 720 stuff. And this is at 120 frames a second. So we can crunch this down to half speed, then to quarter speed, and you could keep taking it down, and frankly I think it looks great. This is at an 1/8 speed. Again, it's kind of un-GoPro-like in that it's a much narrower field of view than utilizing the full frame of the sensor. And let's go a little farther. We'll go up to a 1/16 speed just for fun. This is the last clip that I'm showing. Shoot me an email if you got any questions at gluhm@comcast.net or contact Kayaker and they'll get in touch with me. Thank you for viewing. I hope this was really helpful for you. I certainly enjoyed putting it together. Good luck with your GoPro or other point of view shooting. Thank you.